Hey everyone, the name is Erik, and today we're talking about ENFPs and social anxiety. And now, why do so many ENFPs constantly come up to me with questions about ENFP social anxiety? Why do so many ENFPs report that they have issues with shyness around other people? Why do so many ENFPs fear social judgment? Why do ENFPs find their heart racing in social situations? Why are ENFPs so afraid of being judged? Why do ENFPs fear disconnection so much? Now, what you have to recognize is the ENFP is a very contradictory type because they have two inside forces that work together and often conflict with one another. First, ENFPs are rebels. In social situations, they go against the flow. They see alternatives, they question, they raise what ifs, they see different courses of action, they question everyone and everything they see. This is one side of them. The other side of them is romantic in its core. It seeks connection, friendship, and to belong with other people. The ENFP is one of the biggest romantics of the MBTI types. They're constantly craving connection and closeness to others. They seek intimacy. They want freedom to be themselves around somebody else. They want to be around others, and they want to be connected to others, and they want to feel that they know and understand other people. They fear being alone. They fear being wallflowers, unwanted, unloved. They want to have relationships with the people around them at work, at home, with their family members, and of course perhaps to somebody they love and have a romantic connection with. So the ENFP is somebody that feels a high desire to please other people and risk in this losing their own identity. ENFPs constantly report adjusting their behavior and energy around other people. This is why when you talk to ENFPs, they say around introverts I'm extroverted, around extroverts I'm introverted. ENFPs constantly try to balance their energy around other people. They constantly try to fit themselves according to social expectations. Now, the ENFPs, one of the ENFP's biggest fears in this is then that of disconnection and of raising social stigma. What if I say something I should not say? What if people get upset with me for raising a question with something or going against the flow? What if people brand me as a rebel? Or what if people brand me as a black sheep or an outcast because of who I am or because of my identity? So the ENFP does not know if they can be themselves around other people or not. When you look at judgment, often what you're doing is you're looking at sensing and judging. Sensing and judging types tend to form the law or the authority or the idea of a norm or a social norm or a tradition or some kind of idea about how we should act or how we should behave. And the rebel archetypes are always fear of the law and of the norms around them. They struggle with feel a fear of imprisonment, being caught in the norms in place in society, being forced to adhere to them, or worse, to fail to adhere to the social norms around them. So when this stress becomes too big, often ENFPs start to feel high amount of stress. No type experiences as much stress from control and law and from norms as the ENFP personality types and the NP personality types in particular. It's that they feel their whole body tensing up in these situations. And when you go down anxiety, and a problem with social anxiety is often that, you feel tense and you feel your heart racing, and so as you feel your heart racing, a sudden secondary fear comes up. You get afraid that other people will see that you are tense and will see that you are anxious and reject you because you are anxious. And so you get anxious because you are anxious because you are anxious. And that's why social anxiety is such an issue and such a problem for so many ENFPs. Having both the stress of having to deal with the norms and the laws in place in society and in social settings, and to have the fear, the anxiety of possible disconnection, experiencing possible rejection, loneliness, and the status of an outcast. It's interesting then that ENFPs are one of the types most common, most likely to hide their identity. A lot of ENFPs hide or seek to hide qualities of themselves that they feel less in control of. They enjoy the thought of dressing up as somebody else. They enjoy the thought of hiding their face. They enjoy the idea of, removing qualities of themselves that they could possibly be judged on, and therefore relieving stress. When the ENFP feels they can put on a mask, or when they feel that they can hide some aspects of themselves, they also feel a sense of relief, as in, I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to worry about this. Nobody's going to comment on my nose. Nobody's going to comment on my eyes. Nobody's going to judge my appearance. I can have some degree of anonymity, and I can focus instead on certain aspects of myself that I want to express to other people. So the ENFP is a personality type that thrives in self-expression. They love to express themselves to other people, to share of themselves, to connect to others, to talk to others, and to have, that great moment of intimacy when you're having a conversation with somebody and you feel completely in sync with other person, completely understood, when you feel that you have a bond together, you have a friendship, you have a relationship, you have something together, that goes beyond just you or the other person, something you share with one another. Now, I mentioned that there was an internal conflict between the ENFP's desire to rebel and their desire to connect. ENFPs can quickly grow bored with stale situations and stale environments. When things get too predictable, the ENFP seeks to rebel and to defy and go against the expectations around them. They seek to do something new. They want variation. They want change. So often it is that they can take the role of the person that connects with other people and tries the hardest to connect with other people, really trying to speak to somebody, really trying to open up, really trying to share, really trying to build something, but at the same time feeling a desire to rebel and to question and to go, but why does you say that? Why are you like that? That's bad. You should not say that. You should not do that. This is wrong. This is a problem in society. We should change this. We should do this differently. So there is a desire there that also goes into rejecting what is and going against the laws and traditions in the society around you. Sometimes I believe we can mistake anxieties like a fear or a desire to run away with a genuine will to run away, or a genuine will to go somewhere different, or a genuine will to have something new. So a lot of times I feel that ENFPs try to fight an instinct in them that is natural and healthy. The instinct to be on the move or to go somewhere different. The question of should I, feeling forced to conform and to go along and to do the traditional thing and to settle down or to go along with the group or the system, and repressing your need for difference or variation or change. Feeling anxious, feeling that you want to run away, or feeling that you will be rejected or thrown out anyways. So instead of encouraging in yourself the desire to change things and to have new experiences and to try new things and genuinely inviting other people to come with you, you repress inside yourself the need for change, and instead it turns into a fear of rejection, a fear of being made into an outcast, a fear of being thrown out of the group. And then after that, there is a relief, as in, I was thrown out of the group, so I can do something different, so I can go somewhere new, so I can try something else. But it's a bittersweet experience because it's also connected to disconnection. You feel rejected, you feel unwanted, you feel unloved, so you also don't know if you're worthy of having new experiences. What if you will be hurt again? What if you'll be thrown out of this group as well? What if this new place you go to will be the same as the last one? So this is the annoying thing about being an ENFP, being torn in between these two internal conflicts of that of wanting to be loved and that of wanting to have novelty. And I think that's why the social anxiety is so strong, that loop, where these two instincts, they throw themselves against each other's, and we find ourselves unable to break the cycle and to have both connection and variation. We feel that we cannot be ourselves around other people because then we will be rejected. And then we feel that we will be rejected anyways, no matter what we do, because people will eventually discover who we really are and will eventually decide that we are unable to conform or unable to fit inside their ideas or laws or norms. But there is a solution, and that is in building free and open bonds, connecting with people based on your differences rather than only your similarities. Connecting with each other is because you are both curious, because you both want change, because you both enjoy trying new things. Connecting because you both enjoy exploring different sides of yourselves, sharing different things even if they might appear crazy or stupid. Trying and doing things that go against the flow and constantly breaking out of each other's flow, but still remaining connected, still feeling that sense of kinship in being a group of misfits, being a group of weirdos, being a group of people that all go your own way. So often the common trope I see with ENFPs in books, in fiction, in literature is that of being able to find a group or people that you can truly be yourself around. People that all have independent will and strong spirits of their own. Rebels or weirdos or misfits or artists or creatives, anybody that has their own sense of identity, anybody that enjoys and thrives on difference and change and novelty. It also comes down to recognizing that you are deeply respected by other people because you are different. Not because you go along with the norms, not because you are always on time, not because you always dress and act like everybody else, but because you are different and because you try new things and because you are your own person. Even the most traditionalist can hold some degree of love and appreciation for those that go against the flow, because they also show the flow and where the flow is going. They also build contrast. They also help us understand different things about the group and about society. They also show us different options. They show us alternatives. They help us remind ourselves that if our current path is not working, there are other paths. They help remind us that there are alternatives. They build diversity. They also release and free other people. When you're around an ENFP, you can be yourself, you can be different, you can go your own way. And that's the same when you have an ENFP in your group or in your organization. It's that you can be yourself, you can go your own way because they can, they will understand you. So that's ENFP social anxiety for you. It's stupid, it's a self-reinforcing cycle, it's a loop that feeds on itself, it's common when you're around other people or in groups or in societies or environments that have strong social norms, or it has to do with the inferior function, sensing, judging. It has to do with your fear of control. It has to do with your extroverted feeling side and your fear of rejection. It has to do with your inability to go along with diplomacy and with the group, but at the same time your desire to be a good person and to be valuable and to have connection with other people. It goes along with your rebellious nature and your desire to do different things and to try new things, but at the same time your fear of, if you do this, you will be rejected and you'll be thrown out and discarded as worthless. What you should also recognize, it's a completely normal thing. There are so many people out there that have it and that work against it. You're not the only one. Not everybody is looking at you. Everybody, and this is something I learned, everybody is looking at themselves first before they look at anyone else. Everyone in the group is worrying about themselves first before they worry about anyone else. Everybody is so preoccupied with what other people think that they have no idea what other people think about you. And isn't that crazy?